शेषार्यवंशकलशोदरिभूर्णचन्द्रम् श्रीमन्नृसिंहगुरुवर्यपदाब्जभृङ्गम् श्रीमन्ननन्तगुरुवर्यसुतम् गुणाब्धिम् सम्पत्कुमारगुरुवर्यमहम् प्रपद्ये। वसुरे वसुरम् देवम् कंसिचाणूरमर्दनम् देवकी परमानन्दम् कृष्णम् वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। गीता सुगीता कर्तव्या किमन्यै शास्त्रविस्तरैः या स्वयं पद्मनाभस्य मुखपद्मात्मिनिःसृता। 18th chapter of the Gita. The following are explained in 6 topics. The commonness between Tyaga, that is abnegation, and sannyasa, renunciation, both being described as the means for liberation. Number 2, the nature of Tyaga, that is abnegation. Number 3, all actions being attributed to the Lord. Ishvare Kartirta Buddhi. And the 4th, the importance of Sattva Guna against the background, the effects of all the 3 gunas. That is subject matter of discussion for today. Tomorrow, we are going to take up the route to attain the Lord in terms of acts as per one's varna and constituting the worship of the Lord. And number 2, the Shastra Sarartha, that is Bhakti Yoga, the all-important teachings of the Gita. Arjuna queries as to whether Tyaga and Sannyasa are the same or different and about their nature. Both Sannyasa and Tyaga are described in Shrutis thus: not by rituals, not by progeny, not by wealth, but by Tyaga alone do some attain Amritatva, meaning immortality. Becoming purified by Sannyasa Yoga, knowing the truth about the supreme reality through Vedanta, the atheists attain the Lord. Let me know separately whether Tyaga and Sannyasa means one and the same or not, whether they have different meanings. If so, they are different natures. If synonymous, explain the identical nature. To prove them as being identical, the Lord, however, explains the discordant views among some disputants. Some scholars believe that the nyasam or kamya karmas, desire oriented acts, meaning complete relinquishment as sannyasa. Otherwise, men contend that the term tyaga, as per Shastra on release, means giving up fruits, daily duties. Kamya karmas besides those of obligatory and occasional duties. The problem here is whether tyaga as per Shastras confines to kamya karmas or fruits of all acts. The Lord has employed sannyasa at one place and tyaga at another. It means the terms tyaga and sannyasa are used synonymously. In 18th chapter, there is 4th shloka to follow. The Lord asks Arjuna to hear his decision about Tyaga and the aspect of synonymity is apparent in text. Renunciation of obligatory work is not proper. Tyaga is tamasika. To those not renouncing the fruits, the effects after death are undesirable, desirable, mixed, anishtamishtam mishtancha. To those who have renounced none at all. Sages like Kapila and those who agree with him say that sacrifices themselves should be renounced as they bind those aspiring for release, while other learned ones contend that sacrifices, etc., should not be given up. It regards opposing arguments on Tyaga. Listen to my considered decision. I have already stated that there are three types of Tyaga as per scriptures. There is concerning fruits, acts themselves, and concerning agency, as in text 330. With mind focused on self and surrendering your action to me, and free from desire, selfishness, and cured of fever, you fight. Renouncing fruits as in heaven, etc., do not belong to me. Giving up acts means abandoning fully the sense of their possession, like saying, those acts are mine as their fruits are to be mine. In regard to agency, renouncing it means ascribing it to the Lord of all. Acts like sacrifices, gifts, austerities, done in keeping with one's varna, are means of purification for the wise given to contemplation, which is worship. Such worship or upasana should continue till one's death as they erase previous karmas impending fulfillment of such worship. Since the acts referred above are meant to purify the wise, my desired view is that they should be performed as a part of my worship till one's death, without attachment or possessiveness towards them or their fruits. It is not proper to renounce prescribed duties. Their abandonment through delusion has been declared as tamasika. Abandonment of daily occasional ceremonies comprising five great sacrifices is not proper, as without them even the body cannot be sustained. Without work, even the body cannot be sustained. Eating remnants from sacrifices produces perfect knowledge. Sinful ones eat sin. Food which is not a remnant from sacrifices gives rise to erroneous knowledge in mind. Chandogya Upanishad states, Saumya mind becomes Annamaya, comprises food. Pure food leads to pure mind, which fixes remembrance firmly, leading to release from knots of the heart. Scriptures, therefore, declare that purity of food leads to direct perception of Brahman, and hence it is not proper to renounce great sacrifices, obligatory and occasional rites, until one's death, as they help in the knowledge of Brahman. Relinquishing such acts bind the self, being rooted in tamas. Tamasika Tyaga, there is renunciation, has roots in tamas, which is the root of ignorance. From tamas arises negligence, delusion, and ignorance, which is erroneous knowledge. And renunciation of obligatory occasional actions are said to have roots in erroneous knowledge. Actions generally form means for release, but they also mean suffering due to efforts involved in collecting necessary materials and physical strain therein. He who renounces acts for fear of physical strain and discomfort performs a rajasika form of abandonment. He reaps the fruit of renunciation. A prescribed act which is performed simply because it has to be done, giving up attachment to its fruits, Such abandonment is called as sattvika. One who is abandoned, who is saturated with sattva, being wise, with doubts cleared away, such as one neither hates disagreeable acts nor clings to agreeable ones. Renunciation rooted in sattvika consists in practicing obligatory or occasional rites and sacrifices as per one's varna, as worship of myself, and as duty, and by not owning them or desiring fruits. Acts thus performed generate knowledge of things as they are, having meaning of Shastras as it really is. From sattva arises knowledge, that reason by which it discriminates what ought to be done, not to be done. Fear, fearlessness, Mondi, release, O Arjuna, is sattvika. He alone renounces attachment to and fruits of earth, who, filled with sattva, has the knowledge of reality as it is shredding all the doubts. He neither works producing harmful effects nor those leading to worldly prosperity. One who has abandoned, who is saturated with sattva, being wise with doubts cleared away, such as one neither hates disagreeable acts nor clings to agreeable ones. It is impossible for anyone possessing a body to renounce all actions in their entirety. But the one who gives up the fruits of actions is called a man of renunciation. But to those who have not renounced threefold is the fruit of work that accrues after death, undesirable, desirable, and mixed. And to those who have renounced none whatsoever. It is impossible for an embodied being to give up activities altogether. However, he who gives up the fruits of work is called a tyagi. Know from me, O mighty Arn, the five causes established by Vedic knowledge for accomplishment of all works. But to those who have renounced threefold is the fruit of work that accrues after death, undesirable, desirable, and mixed, and to those who have renounced none whatsoever. Whatever work prescribed or prohibited by the Shastras, a man commences by his body, speech, and mind. These five is the body, the doer, the different organs, the distinct air, working in various ways, and the Lord, the fifth, are its causes. He who looks upon himself alone as the doer of work, not considering the five causes, is unintelligent and does not see things as they are. The self doing work with the permission and subject to the will of the Lord by means of the organs of actions, the mind and the fivefold air in the body, all granted by him along with the powers of knowing, desiring, and doing. He who is not egotistical, that person, even if he kills people, neither kills nor suffers bondage. The injunction, shastric, to work is threefold. Knowledge is work, the thing to be known, work itself, and all-round knower. Work is a collection of three components, which the means, the work, and the doer. Materials which work is sacrificed, is performed. Knowledge regarding work and the doer are declared to be of three kinds according to the difference in the three gunas. Hear about them also or here. Know that knowledge to be sattvic, by which one sees one undivided and unchanging, self among all divided and changing bodies of beings. The knowledge by being which the knowledge by which one sees among different beings, his selves as diverse and of different sorts, knows that knowledge to be rajasic, and that knowledge by which one is attached to one kind of work, as if it were the whole, without knowledge of reason, and which is untrue and trivial, is declared to be tamasika. That action ordained by the scriptures is said to be sattvika, which is not accompanied by the sense of doership, without attachment, without desire or aversion, by one seeking no return. Nityam, niyatam, meaning obligatory work, appropriate to one's varna and stage in life, there is ashrama, which, when done without attachment to doership, without desire for fame and dislike to acquire notoriety, and without ostentation, is said to be sattvika. But acts performed by one seeking to gratify one's desire with the feeling of egoism because of mistaking himself to be the agent, consuming great effort, such as act is such an act is rajasika, believing that the erroneous enormous effort is put entirely by me to perform this act, that is rajasika. In regard to performing a karma or act, the pain which follows is anubandhe, that is loss of wealth involved, injury, pain caused to living beings while working capacity, ability to complete it. If the above factors are not considered before starting it and the agency of Supreme Person is ignored, the act is termed tamasika. Free from attachment to fruits, devoid of the feeling of being the doer, having perseverance to complete the work despite pain involved, and having an active mind, one who has all these is firm-minded and unaffected by the success or failure, is able to gather materials for work in hand. Such a doer is of sattvic nature. That doer who is full of attachment, passionate, seeks the fruits of actions, and is greedy, and who is oppressive by nature, of impure conduct, affected by joy and sorrow, is called Rajasika. The doer is called Tamasika, who is unqualified, uncultured, obstinate, deprived, dishonest, indolent, that is slothful, downhearted, and procrastinating. The doer who is ayukta, unqualified as per Shastras, and doing acts against Shastras, undefined, uninstructed, obstinate, not disposed to act, deprived, given to black magic, dishonest, treacherous, indolent, unwilling to undertake actions, downhearted, being despondent, procrastinating through black magic, desiring long standing evil to others, such a one is said to be a tamasic. Having explained the threefold divisions based on gunas regarding knowledge about the work that ought to be done, agent of work, the Lord now turns to the threefold divisions of buddhi and dhritti based on gunas. These faculties inform in definite terms realities in existence, tattvas, and ends of human existence, purusharthas. Knowledge of the discerning form of determination and resoluteness to persevere to hold on against all odds. Here now about the two based or threefold division as per sattva and other gunas. The dharma which is means for worldly prosperity and that which is means for release, sattvic buddhi, which knows both these is capable of discriminating what ought to be and what not to, what not ought to be done by persons of different varnas. Such a buddhi cognizes what is violating the Shastras as being the cause of fear and observing the Shastras as the cause of fearlessness. It helps distinguish bondage and release, nature of samsara and deliverance from it. Such buddhi is sattvika. The buddhi which does not perceive truly what is dharma and what is dharma, what ought to be done and what ought not to be done. O Arjuna, that buddhi is rajasika. That buddhi which wrapped in ignorance regards sadharma to be dharma and which sees all other things upside down is tamasika. That unwavering firmness, dhriti, by which one controls the activities of the mind and vital force and these sense organs through yoga, that dhriti arjuna is sattvika. Dhriti through which, along with unswerving yoga, one controls the activities of the mind and the fi- and the vital force and the sense organs is said to be sattvic nature. Dhriti or unswearing firmness through which one sustains the activities in mind, organs, etc., in the practice of yoga till one accomplishes his objectives of sattvic nature. The dhriti, the person longing for fruits through intense attachment, holds fast to dharma, artha, kama, and dhriti is of rajasic nature. The triple term meaning duty, wealth, and pleasure is contained in the usage one desires of fruits and the aspiring wanting to achieve these has dhriti of rajasic nature. That dhriti by which an evil minded person refuses to shake off, that is, clings to sleep, fear, grief, anxiety, and passion, Arjuna is of tamasic nature. O best of Bharatas, now hear from me the threefold categorization of pleasure wherein a man rejoices after long practice and reaches the end of sorrow. Earlier texts talked about the knowledge, action, agent, etc., and these are subservient to pleasure, which is threefold based on gunas. That pleasure through long practice gives rise to incomparable joy in the person whom the pain of samsara will never touch again. Agree, meaning at the beginning, that pleasure which appeared to be painful because of strenuous efforts when self is still not experienced, turns after long practice into happy experience of the self. That joy emanating from a serene mind is sattvika. Atmabuddhiprasadajam. When all objects are withdrawn from buddhi, serenity results, and the subsequent joy, like nectar, is sattvika. That pleasure which is derived from the contact of the senses with their objects, which appears like nectar in the beginning, but eventually becomes poison at the end, is said to be Rajasika. That pleasure which both at the beginning and the end blinds the self through the sleep, indolence, and obstinate error has been declared as Tamasika. Tamasika type pleasure leads to delusion of the self, meaning absence of knowledge about things as they are, and caused by sleep, indolence, and obstinate error. These further lead to slow sensory activities and dimness of knowledge. Error, defined as not caring for what ought to be done, also leads to delusion. The pleasure from all this is the Tamasika type. The message is that controlling Rajas and Tamas Sattva alone should predominantly develop in an aspirant. Among men of the earth or gods in Devaloka, there is no one from Chaturmukha Brahma downwards to immobile things free from the three gunas of the Prakriti. So, the fact to be understood is that happiness is Rajasic, which is got by the contact of the sense organs with objects and which is comparable to nectar. By enjoying it first, but appears like poison at the end. That happiness is tamasic, which arises out of drowsiness, dullness, and distraction, and deludes the self both at the beginning and the end. There does not exist such a being as is force from these three gunas, born of bodies either on earth or even among celestials in the lower heavens. The description of the three types of gunas in either verses was to bring in the importance of increasing Sattva. If even Brahma is not free from these three qualities, the only desirable thing is to overcome Rajas and Tamas and allow mixed Sattva to predominate till liberation is a time when pure Sattva alone will prevail. अस्मिन् गुरुसमारम्भाम् यतिशेखरमध्यमाम् लक्ष्मीर्लोकपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्